Welcome. Well, CoreLogic reporting a steady almost 60% final auction clearance rate in the last week. The full week ahead and a look at the final clearance rates from last week in just a moment.
With the evolution of social media, marketing of property is no longer linear. Consumers are influenced differently. The Property Show is unique in that it empowers agents to connect with buyers and sellers through personalised content, social media and artificial intelligence. The Property Show delivers personalised, laser-focused marketing by combining new media, social media and audience targeting, and gives the agent a digital voice. See how well the Property Show works, and then let's get started telling the world about your property. See it now exclusively at realty.com.au.
Welcome. Well, first a look at the final clearance rates for this week as we bring them up. There were 1,251 capital city homes scheduled for auction last week, returning a final auction clearance rate of 59.6%, which is a relatively steady week-on-week result, after the week prior returned a final clearance rate of 59.3% across 1,181 auctions. Both auction volumes and the clearance rate were higher over the same week last year, with 1,484 capital city homes taken to auction, returning 60.5% success rate. That's last year. In Melbourne, a final auction clearance rate of 60.1% was recorded across 558 auctions, higher than the 56.3% success rate across the lower 471 auctions this week, the week prior. 1 year ago, a higher 635 Melbourne homes went to auction, recording a clearance rate of 68.9%. There were 522 Sydney homes auctioned last week, returning a final success rate of 61.6%. Last week's clearance rate was lower than the week prior, with 63.7% of the 545 auctions reported a successful result. Canberra was the best performer across the smaller cities, with 71% of auctions successful, while only 30.8% of Perth homes sold last week, making it the lowest final result across the capital city markets. Okay, so what's ahead for this week? Well, let's have a look at the auction numbers. 1,363 capital city auctions being tracked by CoreLogic this week, increasing on the 1,251 from last week. This week's volumes are expected to be higher than 1 year ago, when 1,295 auctions were held over the same week last year. In Melbourne, 567 auctions are scheduled across the city this week, increasing on the 558 auctions last week and higher than volumes from the same week last year. There are 617 Sydney homes scheduled for auction this week, up on the 522 held last week, according to the final figures, and higher than the 503 held a year ago. Across the smaller markets, scheduled volumes are set to increase week on week across Adelaide, Brisbane and Perth, while fewer auctions are scheduled in Canberra, and only one home is set to go to auction in Tasmania this week. So, just to recap, final auction results, we'll bring them up again from last week. Sydney 61.6%, Melbourne 60.1%, Brisbane 44.4%, Adelaide 60.6%, Perth 30.8% and Canberra tops the nation again at 71%, giving us a weighted national capital city average of 59.6%. Well, that's it for now. I'll be back on Monday for more CoreLogic results, with a look at the first lot of results out from the weekend and a look inside one or two of the weekend's top auction sales. I'm Kevin Turner. I'll see you then.